2. Gets 3. What a hit that hits him 65%. Wow! And does it go in? It goes in! It goes in!
The widespread fight. 42, 41. Why we go 4 none?
Good evening, Pile Nation. I hope you're doing well tonight. My name is Matt Williamson, and you are watching Marietta College Esports. So tonight, we have our Overwatch team back, and they're going to be playing against our old friends from the GLEC. We do miss them so much. We'll be playing against Mount Vernon Nazarene University and the NECC. We are very excited about that. We are in the lobby. They could be starting any minute now. So I'm going to try to get through all of the pre-match announcements. So first of all, let's go over the roster for our Overwatch team. I'm just going to go in order of who is actually playing. Actually, I need to make sure that I have lobbies and everything all set up. So that's 1, that should be 2, 3, 4. There we go. Want to make sure I got the lobby order set up correctly. But okay, we are going to have let's see here. At tank, we're going to have freshman Caleb Schilling Mamba as tank. For DPS, we are going to have sophomore Zach OPD Simpkins, and we will also have freshman Braden Stout Vessel Wilson. And at support, we are going to have Eric Juggernaut Schnegg and Jason Torgod Von Felt. And then shout out to our coaches, head coach Derek Games Grump, and our Overwatch coach Bailey Matheny Argo. All right. So yeah, last week the match didn't go necessarily in our favor, but the teams have working on some things. So we're going to see how everything goes in tonight's match here. It looks like Legion Tower will be the first map, but let me get through a couple quick announcements. So first of all, I just want to go over the schedule for next week. So starting on Monday, our Valorant team will be playing, and I can't read the signs. I probably should have done that ahead of time so I can remember who is who. So give me 1 second here. It's almost like I'm not really fully prepared for this stream, even though I had plenty of time to prepare for it. So let me do something here real quick. Let's do this. Hold on. Here we go. This will help me out here so I can remember which icons are which. So we're going to have Valor playing against Trent University Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Our Smash team on Tuesday will be playing against Concord University. On Wednesday, our Rainbow Six team will be playing against WVU Tech at 8 o'clock. Thursday, our Fortnite team is back. They'll be playing in this second duo round in the ECAC at 8 o'clock. And then on Friday, our Overwatch team will be playing against Southern Virginia University at 7 o'clock. So please be sure to join us for all of that next week. We are very excited about that. Now, before all that happens, we have another event coming up on Sunday. Sunday, it's going to be the return of our Marietta Esports Campus Clash, our Super Smash Brothers tournament, where it's open to any Marietta College student, faculty, or staff. Come by to the Esports Center at Gathering Place. It is $5 to compete, but it's free to watch. The more people that come, the bigger the prize pool, because half the proceeds will go into that pool. So if you are a Marietta College student, faculty, or staff, please be sure to come by and play some Smash Brothers. But we are already in the game, so I'm out of time for announcements. I'll try to squeeze in some more later on in between games, but it is going to be Legion Tower. Marietta is going to be on the blue side, and Mount Vernon Nazarene will be on the red side. Of course, the sides I don't think matter too much on Control, but I could be wrong. But we'll see what kind of composition the Pioneers will be going for. And just so everyone's aware, this is on a 3-minute stream delay just to preserve competitive integrity. But, okay. So, interesting composition coming out for the Pioneers. Mama's going to be bringing out Doomfist, which actually, never mind. I'm going to be looking at Orisa instead. Because I don't think we saw a whole lot of Orisa last week. We saw a lot of Sigma. But not a little bit of Ramantra, not so much on the Orisa. We're going to have OP Knees on May. Stout Vessel will be on Bastion. Juggernaut's going to stay with the Bastion, or with Baptiste. And Torgon is going to be bringing out the Juno once again. So the Pioneers are going to be charging their way. And we already see that Maywall coming up for Mount Vernon Nazarene, fighting over there in the center, but Stout Vessel gets taken out very quickly. Maywall comes out to try to isolate some of Mount Vernon Nazarene, but Marietta has to fall back. Immortality Field has already gone down. And Marietta is going to have to concede the point to Mount Vernon Nazarene. OP Knees trying to get some kind of pick with those icicles, getting a little bit damage. He's taking some hits himself. Meanwhile, Mamba is trying to find opportunity to get some hits. But yeah, right now the point will go to Mount Vernon Nazarene at first. But they are going to start charging. And there is that speed ring that comes out by Torrent God, trying to keep everyone up. And we're going to see one pick onto the Ramantra. But OP Knees is going to go down, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Mamba actually getting a 2K there. Blizzard comes out for Mount Vernon Nazarene and will use the Ice Block. Stout Vessel going to try to see if he can finish off May. Will not do so. So the fact that Marietta was winning the fight, Mamba and Stout Vessel end up falling, and now they're going to have to regroup. Point is now at 30%. OP Knees takes a huge hit coming out the door. And Mount Vernon Nazarene is just putting a huge amount of pressure on the Pioneers from the get-go. So we see OP Knees is looking to find that pick. Does not have Blizzard ready. And we're going to see that window coming out for Juggernaut, trying to get some extra damage. But Mount Vernon Nazarene is going to use that cover to negate the efficacy of the window. So here comes the big ultimate for Torrent God, trying to keep everyone alive, but Juggernaut is going to end up going down to Ramantra's. Oh, but there's already 2 pits for the Pioneers. Torrent God getting one of the kills himself. Stout Vessel does end up falling, though. A Blizzard's going to be coming out by OP Knees, and Marietta is trying to take the fight. Just need to take down this Ramantra, and they will take down Mount Vernon Nazarene and get the kill, and they will get the point. Now it's at 10%. Mount Vernon Nazarene was able to get to 66%. But we're going to see that Mount Vernon Nazarene already has Death Blossom ready to go. Blizzard and the Sound Barrier is about to come online. Marietta does have Artillery Cell from Stout Vessel. We'll see if he's able to utilize it in this next fight. But he's going to throw out that cannon, trying to get some damage onto the Ramantra, and does take out the Ramantra. Will he get more? Trying to take down the May. And Lucio's going to fall, trying to take down the Kiriko, but Stout Vessel taking a lot of damage. Does get the kill, although that is done by OP Knees. Mamba getting one down. So that's already a great fight for the Pioneers. But Mount Vernon Nazarene was trying to get the point back, but Marietta was able to prevent the C9 from occurring. Now the point's at 50%. But we're going to see 3 ultimates now fully online for Mount Vernon Nazarene. I would expect them to try to utilize some of those ultimates in this next fight. Point is now at 60% for the Pioneers. And here comes that artillery shell by Stout Vessel. Going to be looking for a pick, and does get one, but a huge Death Blossom onto the Pioneers at the same time. And Mount Vernon Nazarene was just able to collapse onto the Pioneers during that artillery shell. So it was a 1-for-5 trade. That's not what you're hoping for that kind of trade. So now Mount Vernon Nazarene will take it back. Marietta gets it to 73, but it's now 80%. Marietta's pretty much going to have to get one more fight in. Mamba does have his ultimate. Juggernaut has the window available too, but needs to find that window of opportunity. Throws the spear, does not get it. OP Knees is already down. Points at 90%. Marietta's out of time. They're going to have to rush in if they want to. Here comes the ultimate. And here comes the window as well. Torgon does fall. Sound Barrier comes out to counter it. OP Knees does take down one, but Juggernaut's going to fall through a bunch of and just not able to get to the point in time. So Mount Vernon Nazarene will take the first round of this game. So just a hard-fought fight. Marietta was able to get the point, but just that Death Blossom from Dipper was the big play on that particular round. If they were able to stop the Reaper, I think they would have been able to hold.
And of course, partying.
All right, so Argo is calling for a timeout. So in the NECC rules, you are allowed to call a timeout between rounds. You have, so just everyone's aware how this works. You have up to 5 minutes for timeouts for the entire match. And you can choose how to divvy it up in 1 minute increments. So like, for example, after every map, you could take a 1 minute timeout between rounds. You could use all 5 minutes in between a single round for one of the maps, but then you wouldn't have any more timeouts for the rest of the series. So it's kind of like, do you want to do 5 1 minute timeouts, or do you want fewer but longer timeouts? But that is like the one time where in-game coaching can be allowed aside from in between games. So Argo decided to call a 1 minute timeout to go over some stuff with the team. We see Marietta will keep the same composition from the first round, so we'll see if Argo is able to provide some insight so the Pioneers can make adjustments. But in-game coaching in general is not allowed during the rounds themselves. OPD's already getting 2 picks right away on the Lucio and Kiriko. The wall comes out, trying to isolate the Ramacha, already taking down 3. Now they're just trying to take down this Tracer, who does not get away. OP knees with a 3K. That is huge for the Pioneers to get the initial points. So now the question is, can they hang on to it? There is still that Reaper. Whenever that Blossom is available, they're going to have to be conscious of it. OP knees is trying to keep that pressure up. We see Kiriko at half health. Will get healed up over time, but looks like Mount Vernon Nazarene is going to be rotating around. Stop also getting some damage out there. Juggernaut keep the heal going. Here comes that Reaper. Already walled up, but he is going to wraith away. But that Ramatra does get singled out and gets taken down by Stout Vessel. OP knees taking down Lucio. Stout Vessel getting a kill onto the Reaper. OP knees getting another kill. Mamba even getting a pick onto Tracer, and that is a team kill for the Pioneers. I don't know what Argo told the team, but they have hit the go mode button in this map. Points now at 45%, and it's still climbing. He's just using those icicles, just trying to get any picks as possible. Taking a couple hits himself, but he's not too concerned about it. Meanwhile, Mamba trying to get the damage out with that turret. Recognizing that there's the Tracer. But going to be throwing out that spear. I don't think it necessarily connects. Got to be careful by almost overheating the turret there. Does overheat. Does have ultimate ready if needed. There comes the Blizzard and the Ice Block. Trying to get a pick and does take down 2. Although Mount Vernon Nazarene is onto the point. Already 3 are down for Mount Vernon Nazarene. But they do take it, but Marietta is going to take it right back, pushing Mount Vernon Nazarene off the point. So Mount Vernon Nazarene is only able to get it to 8%. Marietta is now over 84% on this point. And they still have 4 ultimates. Reaper has not been able, and here comes the ultimate from Toragod, popping the window. And here, everyone's just pressing Q at this point, and Marietta was able to already take down 2. Looking for more. Here comes the Kasune. Everything's in overtime. Here comes Artillery Shell. Death Blossom comes out, but he gets shot down, only taking down 1 this time. It is a team kill for the Pioneers, and they do take round 2. So just a night and day difference in the coordination of the Pioneers. So I'm going to have to ask Argo what he told the team in between those rounds. But the Pioneers are just ignited at this point. And we're going to see OPD swapping over to Symmetra, maybe looking for a portal strategy. Actually, both sides are going to be going with Symmetra, so they may be trying to teleport onto the point first. But it looks like we're seeing a change in the tank composition for Mount Vernon Nazarene, going for a Zarya instead of the Ramatra. But now everyone's going to be pushing through. So we're going to see that teleporter come into play, hopping right in, but Mount Vernon Nazarene is right there to follow. Already trying to put the turrets down, but Mount Vernon Nazarene is getting the fight this time. OP needs trying to take down that Reaper, won't be able to do so, and gonna have to fall back. Everyone is dead except OP Neat. Oh, no, he's dead. So it is a team kill for Mount Vernon Nazarene. They will take the point first, and Marietta will have to regroup and try that again. And we're seeing even Mamba now has swapped over to Zarya. So we're going to see if those shields will make a difference. Going to have to take down those little turrets by Symmetra. But we're seeing those shields come out, a bunch of damage. Left and right, we see Mount Vernon Nazarene very low in health, and we already see one going down. Juggernaut getting the kill. OP Knees gets another, so that's already 2 down. Marietta staying very well alive. The wall's going to trap out the Zarya and will go down. OP Knees looking to get a pick on that Reaper. Will Wraith, and there's another turret. Just got to get that answer, but he's just kind of taking it like a boss. Mamba getting quite a few picks, and Marietta will take the point back. Mount Vernon Nazarene getting it to 34%. We already see that the Death Blossom is online, so Marietta has to be very careful with that. But gonna try to put some pressure out, lobbing those projectiles, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. I haven't played Overwatch in so long, even though try to take out that teleporter. But now Mount Vernon Nazarene is onto the point. Here comes the Kasune, and there's the Death Blossom. Does take down 3-4. It is a team kill. So Marietta was just a little hesitant, did not stop the teleporter, giving Mount Vernon Nazarene the opportunity for the jump, and Marietta just ends up kind of collapsing there. But they do have 4 ultimates, points at 53%. Marietta will regroup, so I would expect to pop a couple ults in this fight because they're going to have to find a way back to the point. We see OP Knees has swapped over to Mei. Going to use that Blizzard and the Ice Wall to get tap to Zarya. Zarya does end up falling. There's 2 that's already down and 3. So they're already going to start trying to capture the point. Immortality Field comes out by Juggernaut. Might not have been necessary, but you know what? That's fine. And we see Mount Vernon Nazarene is going to reset. Points at 71. Marietta's got to be careful here, though. They can't really just abandon the point. I know they want to get some pressure onto them, but that teleporter is going to get popped up, and if they get flanked from behind again, it will be the map for Mount Vernon Nazarene because it's at 71 for them. Marietta has now got it to 40%. And there is that teleporter that we were just talking about. Here comes the several ultimates that are coming out, but a huge artillery shell from Stout Vessel. Oh my goodness! The combination of the Gravitron, whatever you call it, with the artillery shell just equals death. And that's what happened to Mount Vernon Nazarene. They just died with that. So great usage of ults by the Pioneers. But there still could be one more fight. That teleporter is going to come in, and their Pioneers are ready for it. Here comes a bunch of ultimates. We see windows coming out, the beats coming out, but Marietta's taking a whole bunch of damage, though. Mount Vernon Nazarene was able to respond. Marietta gets the point to 80%, but it is going to be a team kill. And now Marietta's going to have to rush back.
Have to go back out there.
And they're going to have to go without their tank. Points at 80% for Mount Vernon Nazarene. They don't have the teleporter. Torgod does have that speed ring if he wants to use it. Now they're going to pop the ring. Here goes the wall. They're going to go right onto the point to contest it. Going to try to take down. There is the Blizzard coming out, but 2 of the Pioneers have fallen. It's a 2-for-2 trade. But now it's in overtime. Stout Vessel's going to fall, and it is going to be a fight in Mount Vernon Nazarene's favor, and that is going to be map 1. So a very tough loss there. On that first one, we saw a lot of great plays by the Pioneers, and we didn't even get a chance to see the play of the game? Come on here! Yeah, we need to... well... Chad, I apologize, but someone hit the end button. I don't know who it was, but we don't know what the play of the game is, but take your pick. I mean, it could be the Death Blossom from a Dipper in map 1. It could have been the artillery shell from map 3. Your guess is good as mine. But the first game will go to Mount Vernon Nazarene. So what will happen is Marietta will get to choose between, I think, Hybrid and Escort, so they can choose which one. And then Mount Vernon Nazarene will ban a map, and then Marietta will decide the map, and then Mount Vernon gets to choose the side, and whether it's day or night. So we'll just have to wait for all the information from the chat. I don't see anything in the game lobby, so they might be talking about some of the stuff in the match chat on League OS. So I guess while we're waiting, I'll try to go over a couple of the announcements I didn't get to earlier. So let's see here. We already talked about Campus Clash, but I'm going to pull it back up again. So yeah, we got a Smash Brothers tournament on Sunday. Come check it out. So if you're a Marietta College student, faculty, or staff, it's $5 to compete. It is cash only. I do not have Venmo, sorry. But half of it will go towards the Esports program to help support. The other half will go towards the prize pool. So we would love to have a great turnout and just have some fun playing some Smash Brothers. We're hoping to try to do this every month. Of course, we're always looking for more students for our program. So whether you're a current Marietta College student or if you are a high school senior or looking to transfer while you're in college. So we have varsity titles in Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six Siege, Rocket League, Super Smash Brothers, and Valorant. We have our facility here on campus. You've kind of seen bits and pieces of it during the stream. We have coaches for several of our titles, including Overwatch. We try to work with our students to help them succeed in the classroom, in the game, and other endeavors. So like earlier today, we had our team meeting that talked about culture and how to play for your teammates and how to have that right mindset. And there are scholarships available for high school seniors and college transfers. Of course, you can go to our link tree for more information. So you go to linktr.ee/Marietta Esports. It has links to our social media channels. It has links for the tryouts. It has all that information. So speaking of the tryouts, though, we have the links right here, too. So, I mean, if you are a high school senior or a college transfer, that we do tryouts. We have in-person tryouts during some of our missions events. So, like, our next one will be on Saturday, November 2nd. So that will be during the fall open house. And then we'll also have one during the winter open house and Navy Blue and White Day next semester. But if you're not able to come to campus, we do have online tryouts that we'll be doing basically anytime you want. It's just when you sign up for a tryout, just click on the online option and we'll try to find a time that works best for you, and then we can come up with a schedule. But the QR codes for the links are on your screen, so you just fill out the recruitment form, fill out the tryout form, and then you can join our Discord server at bit.ly/PioDiscord. And of course, thank you all for your support. Thank you for watching. We appreciate the follows. We appreciate the bits. We appreciate the raids. We appreciate the subscriptions. It's one of our main ways to generate revenue to help support our students. And we have been able to use some of those things to purchase additional equipment. We got brand new jerseys this year with a new design. I think it looks sick. And that is all the result of your guys' support. Now, if you're not in a position to be able to subscribe, because I'm aware that the subscription cost has gone up, there is this thing called Prime Gaming, where if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect it with your Twitch account. That gives you Prime Gaming, which gives you perks, including a free sub that you can use every 30 days for a channel of your choice, including ours. So you can subscribe to our channel at no additional cost to you, and we get the full benefit of the subscription. You get also the benefit of the emotes that you see on your screen. We even create a couple animated emotes from some of those, so you can definitely try that out. But express your GGs, your rips, your pogs, your field badge, your let's goes, your hypes. So all that you get with the subscription to our channel. But all right, it looks like we are getting things set up. Second map is going to be Kings Row. Marietta will be on offense. So let's get things underway. Making sure I get my bearings here. You would think that I have never casted an Overwatch match a day in my life. And you may be right. Okay, just getting an update on the roster. It looks like Ekit and Lunar is in place for Juggernaut, who will be going with the Juno. Torgon, I'm actually going to use the Brig. I know he loves playing the Brig. Mamba is going to be bringing out the Ramatra here. OP Knees and Stout Vessel are going to stay with the May and Bastion respectively. And looks like we're going to see a similar composition from Mount Vernon Nazarene from the last map. So we'll see how Marietta does with Kings Row. It's a very popular map, but of course the difficult parts of the matchup is going to be getting through this bottleneck right here. So Marietta's got to find a way to get some picks onto the DPS. But all right, we are underway. So let's get everything started. Mamba going to be leading the charge. Going to try to go right through that bottleneck, but using the shield to help protect everyone. But it looks like they're going to rotate up and around. So we see that Maywall is going to trap them a little bit, trying to get, they're going down into the middle of the fight. OPDs is already trying to deal some damage, but it's 2 down. And maybe looking for more. Mamba getting the 3rd kill. And that's already going to be another one down. Stout Vessel getting the kill. So Marietta is looking to capture this first point in pretty good time with over 3 minutes to spare. So we're going to add a little bit more to the clock. So now it's 5.5 minutes left. All right, so Marietta will be looking to continue pressing onward. It looks like the Reaper is looking to make a play, but he's going to have to fall back. But we see Mamba and OP Knees just leading the charge, trying to do as much damage. Maywall comes out. Doesn't trap anyone. And it looks like they're just kind of pushing the payload as much as they can, trying to get picks left and right. And here comes the Kasune from Mount Vernon Nazarene, and we're going to see Ekit Lunar popping the ultimate. It is not Juggernaut, it's playing just on a different computer, and I don't have the camera set up, but we're seeing a 3K by Mount Vernon Nazarene. Just that ultimate from Ramatra can be devastating, and Mamba finally goes down for that team kill, so Mount Vernon Nazarene does get the stop. But Marietta does make some good progress onto the payload. 4 minutes and 15 seconds remain. So they're going to group up a little bit. But right now, 3 ultimates are online. Actually, about 4 for the Pioneers. So they're going to try to find an opportunity for that pick. And we're probably going to see that Blizzard coming out for OP Knees. But not yet. There comes a huge Death Blossom for Dipper. And it's just another stop by Mount Vernon Nazarene. So Marietta is going to have to reset. And Mount Vernon Nazarene is going to be able to push the payload back. So that's 2 stops in a row. Marieta's got to find an answer. They did not use any ultimates that fight. They're going to try to contest the payload once again and see if they can push it towards that second point. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. And here comes that Blizzard by OP Knees, taking down one. Stout Vessel gets 2 picks. Ekit gets 1. Stout Vessel with a 3K. Not having to pop his ultimate, but that is a huge play there by the Pioneers to move that payload down. So that might give them just what they need to get this second point. And it looks like Mount Vernon Nazarene will concede the... Actually, no, they may be looking to recontest. Oh, here comes that artillery shell. Let's take a look at it. Here comes that sound barrier. But we already see a 1-for-1 trade. Mamba popping his ultimate. Takes down one, but it's just kind of back and forth. 3v2. Marietta's favor. And OP Knees is going to take down 2, so Actually, it was technically a team kill there because the Lucio died pretty early on, and Marietta does capture that next point. So now they got 1 point to go, 3 minutes and 47 seconds remain. They did pop all their ultimates except for the rally by Tortgod. So we'll see if he uses that in the next fight. But we're going to start seeing some ultimates come online for Mount Vernon Nazarene. We're going to see basically the Kasune Ramacha ultimate. Here comes the rally by Tortgod, going to be pushing in. And here comes ultimates back and forth. And it's just one for one. But Marietta seems to be ahead in this fight. Mamba very low on health, but he's going to get healed back up. It's just him and the healers. And now I'm going to try to push Mount Vernon Nazarene back. There's the comes Death Blossom by Dipper. He will finally fall. Egan Lunar is going to retreat. So a good push by the Pioneers, forcing several ultimates. But we do see still a few ultimates online for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Swapping over to the Orisa from the Ramatra. Egan Lunar still has an ultimate ready. And we're going to see OP Knees just about has his Blizzard available at 92%. Probably going to be looking to popping it as soon as he has it ready. Going to try to use the wall to trap out anyone. Going to be looking for that Orisa. Going through the ring to see if he can get a pick. There's that Blizzard. And Cassidy's already fallen. There's 2, 3, there's 4. All that's left is the Reaper. Where are you? Right on top of the point. And they do take him down. And Marietta's going to try to block off as much as possible. We see the Tracer come out. There's the Kasune. And Bomba going to be popping his ultimate. Just that AoE damage. Just trying to pop him one at a time. Mount Vernon Nazarene trying to stagger to hold off the Pioneers as possible for everyone else to get back. But Marietta's just picking them off one by one. There's the Reaper trying to contest using his rate to delay. He's going to end up falling. And Marietta is going to get that 3rd point. So a great job by the Pioneers. They did get a little bit stalled partway through, but they were just able to win fight after fight, and coordinating those ults was critical. So a great first round there. So now the question is, how will Mount Vernon Nazarene respond to that? So if Marietta can prevent them from getting to the end, then Marietta will take that point. But we'll see how they do on defense. Okay, Marietta is getting things set up. Still looking actually at a somewhat different composition for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Conman is going to be looking to play the Reaper. And Dipper may be looking at Echo? Interesting choice. We'll see how this plays out in about 10 seconds. Actually, no, Dipper is swapped over to May. And we're going to see Beastman going to be going with the Orisa instead. So going to be popping that shield, trying to get as much damage out as possible. OP Knees is going to be looking for those picks. Shots are fired left and right. And we're seeing Stop Vessel gets very low, gets healed back up. Dipper down to half health, but he's going to get healed to about 3/4. Beastman getting extremely low, almost got picked off, but just was barely able to survive. And Mamba's taking some damage, but he's going to be trying to push through, looking to pick off that May. Uses the ice block at the last second to stay alive. Dipper extremely low on health. Now Stop Vessel just kind of do some damage from behind, looking to get that pick, knowing that the ice block is on cooldown. That would be the opportunity to get the pick onto the May, but not able to take it down just yet. Looking for that turret, getting the Orisa down to half health. But so far, I don't want to jinx it, but no one's died yet. But that May is extremely low for health. That Stout Vessel is going to be the first to fall for the Pioneers. And that's going to be the opportunity that Mount Vernon Nazarene is looking for. So now we see the collapse. EQ Lunar is going to fall. Tortgod is going to end up falling. And we're seeing Mamba trying to get picks as much as possible, but it's just a 1v5 in that situation. That one death was enough for Mount Vernon Nazarene to get back into this, and now they're going to start capturing the point. Took us a little bit longer than Marietta, but now they got about 4 minutes and 50 seconds, so we'll see if Marietta can get some stops. They do have 4 ultimates ready to go if they wanted to use them. And it looks like they are going to be looking for a push. And a huge pick onto the Reaper. Mamba getting one down as well. So that's already 2 down on the Mount Vernon Nazarene side. And just looking to get some more damage onto the Orisa. But we're going to see about 4 ultimates ready. Actually, 9 ultimates are ready to go. So we might see a big cluster of stuff in a matter of seconds. It's just a matter of who hits Q first, and it's going to be Stout Vessel hitting that Q first, looking to get some picks, and we're going to see that Orisa ends up falling. And actually 2, 3, 4, Mamba and Torrid God. Mamba with the 3K, and Marietta gets a huge stop by only having to pop 2 ultimates. Kitten Lunar also pops that heal to keep everyone alive. And here comes the Kasune from Mount Vernon Nazarene. Here comes the Blizzard from OPNs using the Ice Block to stay alive. Bluff Blossoms coming out, but a bunch of damage left and right. Mamba's going to be trying to get some punches onto the supports. Does take one down, takes 2. But right now it's a 3v2. Dipper's going down, and it's just the Orisa that's left for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Mariatta's going to be looking to finish him off. Will they get it down? They will get it down. And another stop by Marietta. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, but Mamba gets immediately taken out, and Marietta is going to have to fall back. So they may have won the fight, but now Mount Vernon Nazarene is in control and going to be moving the payload, but it's still eating up the clock for the Pioneers. Looks like they're going to fall back. They're going to regroup. They do not have any ultimates ready for this next fight, whereas Mount Vernon Nazarene does have the Blizzard ready by Dipper. And it looks like Marietta is... I don't know. It looks like they might be trying to concede. But that payload still has a little bit of distance to go. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remain. And I hit the wrong button there. I'm sorry. It'd be good if I hit the right button. I was like, wait, who's playing Lucio? Stout Vessel does end up going down. Torrid got very low. He's going to go down too. Mamba's at half health. And we're seeing Mount Vernon collapsing onto the Pioneers. Kitten Lunar is just trying to stay alive, but not going to be able to do so. It is a team kill. And now Mount Vernon is going to be able to get the second point. The Blizzard's going to be ready for OP knees. No other ultimates are ready right now, although Death Blossom is just about ready for Reaper. And Mariatta's got to be aware that Reaper's looking for the play. They see it. They may be chasing after him. The OP knees takes a big hit. He's going to stay alive. Kitten Lunar's got their ultimate ready to go. Stout Vessel gets picked off. And we're going to see all these ultimates coming out. Comment getting 2 down. Mamba's going to be able to get a pick, though. Gets 2. So 2 for 2. It's 3. But it's Mamba just left. Getting another. Mamba is just like Mambo number 5 here. Going to finish off the 5th. And a 5-player kill streak by Mambo Mamba. Two minutes and 38 seconds remain on this round. Marietta does have control of the payload. This is the big bottleneck within the part of King's Row. So Marietta needs to try to do everything they can to hold. We do see an ultimate, 3 ultimates ready for Mount Vernon Nazarene. They may try to use all 3 to push, or at least the Kasune Ramatra ultimate combo. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to pop out in this next fight. They are going to have to fall back. Here comes the Kasune. There's the main wall to try to fall back. And Artillery Shell is coming out. Will they get anyone? Does not. Stout Vessel ends up falling. Mambo getting very low. And that's going to be 3 down for Marietta. And it's going to be 4. Torrid, Kitten Lunar is the only one that's left. Has to fall back to spawn point. But now Mount Vernon is getting very close to the end. Mariatta's got to start contesting. Blizzard's going to be coming out. And they did not get onto the points. They just took too long, and now it's 3-3. So we are going to go into overtime rounds. Now, with this, so here's how it works. So Mount Vernon Nazarene got there with 1:48 left. So Marietta technically had 2 seconds ahead. So that just meant that the third round took a little less. It was a little quicker for Mount Vernon. So I believe what's going to happen is Mount Vernon will be on offense first. They got 1:48 to take the payload as far as possible. Marietta needs a good stop here if they want to take this map. So it looks like we're going to see the same compositions. Although Mamba is going to be bringing out the Orisa instead of Ramatra for this. And it seems like Mount Vernon Nazarene may be looking for a Symmetra play with the teleporter to try to get a quick jump onto the payload. Because once they capture a point, the clock is not going to reset. They're not going to get any more time added. So they just have less than 1:43 for the entire round. So right now, Marietta just needs to eat the clock as much as possible. That's the name of the game here. Do not get picked off. We do see Symmetra getting the half health. Will get healed back up with that shield. But Marietta needs to try to delay as much as possible. If they can win 1-2 fights, that's going to put them in really good shape. There's that teleporter looking from behind, trying to catch everyone off guard. And Esports Lunar is going to fall. So will Torque God. OP Knees gets one down, but the supports are down for the Pioneers, so they're not going to get healed back up. Stop Vessel is going to fall, so it's Mamba and OP Knees that's left. Mamba gets 1 kill, gets 2. It's back and forth. Tries to go for the pick, but he's going to end up falling. Can OP Knees keep things delayed? And he's going to fall. And that's going to give Mount Vernon Nazarene the opportunity to capture the payload. So Meritta's going to have to fall back and concede. But once again, we see the clock. Nothing gets added to that clock. So it's still less than 40 seconds left. So if Marietta can win one fight here, they can get a good stop onto Mount Vernon. And it does take a few seconds for that payload to actually get into position. So that could be advantageous. But now's the point where they're going to have to get some wins here. Mamba's already has ultimate ready. Maybe try to look for some quick ultimate. There comes the Kasune. And Esports Lunar is going to end up falling. Here comes the ultimate from Mamba. Going to be looking for a quick pick. Trying to get full power. Does take down the Lucio. Takes down 2. Dipper and Farley are able to get a couple down themselves. So it's a 3v3. Mamba is going to fall down. It is overtime. And Marietta is going to have to change up their composition. We see OPD is going to swap over to Cassidy. But we are in overtime, so Marietta just needs to get one fight. But here's the thing about overtime. The advantage goes to the attacking side because respawn timers are going to be longer when you're on defense. So Marietta needs to find a quick pick. We do see South Vessel has artillery shell ready to go, so he needs to find a way to pick them off. Going to start to pop it, is get that quick kill. The OPDs immediately gets taken out, so it's going to be several trade. Mamba using Junker Queen to get some picks, and we already see 3-4 down. It's just the Reaper that's left, trying to use Death Blossom to keep things going. He's going to get taken down, and Marietta will hold off here. So Mount Vernon was not able to get to that second point, but that means the win condition is set. Marietta needs to get to that point faster in order to take the map. So at this point, Argo is going to take advantage of the timeout system. So once again, he's going to use a 1-minute timeout. So after this, we'll have 3 minutes left, 4 timeouts to go over things with the team. But this is going to be a crucial moment for the Pioneers to get back into this series. I know things are a little fuzzy when paused, but they need to get the payload to this point, which means they can't really afford to lose. Well, I would say by the time they capture the point, they can't lose any fights. They're going to have to win every team fight from here on out to be able to get the payload to that spot. But right now, they're just going to be talking things over. And don't need to really have the camera on just yet, but yeah, just kind of talk things over. And then once it's good, then we'll get back into the game here. But that minute should be just about up. I would think a minute is just about up. Yep, still waiting here. Maybe he's using a second minute. I mean, you can use more than 1 minute if you want to. It's just, since he already used a 1 minute timeout, he only has up to 4 minutes left. But, all right, here we go. But yeah, so this is where the point needs, or the payload needs to be at in order to win. But Marietta has a minute 51, only 2 seconds more than what Mount Vernon had. And Mount Vernon had to use a good amount of overtime to get there as well.
Ready for battle.
So Marietta will try to figure out what composition they want to go with. I think now the question though is what tank. And it looks like Mamba's going to go with the Junker Queen again. Trying to go a little bit more offensive. But Marietta has to act fast. So I mean, they do have the speed rings from Ekent and Lunar. They do have the rally cry if they need it. Mamba can even throw out some cries to give everyone a boost. But they're going to have to rush over if they want to take this map. Otherwise, Mount Vernon will be at match point. So they're going to start rushing in, trying to look for a quick pick. And we're going to see OPNs and Mamba taking a lot of damage. Here comes the ring and the Maywall trying to stop the Ramattra getting to the half health. Going to try to take him out. A Stout Vessel already falls, and that is not the start you need. And it's going to be a quick pick onto the Pioneers. Ekent Lunar is going to fall back. So Mount Vernon got one stop, but now Marietta needs to regroup. They can't afford any other stops. Trying to take down this Reaper. Gonna try to get the wall off and try to get the pick, but OPNs gets far into the back line. Is going to use the ice block to stay alive. Ekent Lunar at half health will get healed back up, but Stoutfeld's taking a bunch of damage, but two's already down for Mount Vernon. There's a third, there's a fourth, so it's just the Ramattra that's left, and he's going to end up falling. So Marietta should be able to take the point, but they're going to have to stay with the payload. So I know OPNs is looking for any quick picks, or at least try to, actually no, he's looking to scout. But they got to stay with the point because there's 20 seconds left and they haven't captured the point yet. I don't know what everyone's waiting for. They just took a really long time to capture the point, and that could be devastating because it's going to be overtime before the point is even out. Here comes the Blizzard for OPNs. Here's the Cassini, and there comes Ultimates coming out, and Mount Vernon is going to be able to take him down one by one. And here comes all the Ultimates from Mount Vernon to hold off the Pioneers. And the second map is going to go to Mount Vernon, but just taking so long to capture the point was very costly for Marietta. And once again, we don't know what the play of the game is, but it is now going to be a match point for Mount Vernon Nazarene. All right, I think they're going to take a quick break here as we get into the third game. The third game is going to be push. So Marietta will get to, I think actually Mount Vernon will ban a map and Marietta will get to choose. So we're going to take a quick break here, and once we get into map 3, we will get that back to you. So don't go away. We will be back in just a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. We are getting into the third game here. It is going to be Collegiate on for push. We did have a couple of changes in rosters. So Juggernaut has been brought in for Lunar Kitten. And we were told that Dipper and Beastman have swapped roles. So Dipper will be the tank and Beastman will be a DPS. So we'll see how this affects the game here, but it is a critical moment for the Pioneers. Their backs are to the wall. They have to win 3 maps in a row to take the series. If Mount Vernon takes this one, then it will be GG. So we'll see how the composition gets set up here. And we're going to see Mamba going to bring out the Ramacha, but OPN is going to be bring out Cassidy this time. Torgod going back to the Lucio instead of the Brigitte. And we're seeing a completely different composition here for Mount Vernon. We're seeing the Winston tank, we're seeing the Echo Genji at DPS, and the Lucio and Ana for support. Actually, no, Torgod is kind of still making up his mind of which support he's going to go with, but going to swap back to the Lucio when it's all said and done. But Marietta's going to see a little bit of that dive composition with that Winston. Going to have to try to get some damage to him, but going to be looking to retreat back. We see Mamba getting very far ahead. Maybe take a little bit too much damage there. Immortality Field does come out for Juggernaut to keep him alive, but Mamba's going to get picked off. And this is not the start the Pioneers need. OPNees gets 1 pick, but he's going to end up falling, and it's a team kill. And I think that was just everyone being too far apart from each other. Mamba going to be swapping over to Junker Queen, and Juggernaut actually going to swap over to Kiriko, seeing that probably not getting as much from the Bastion. Or Baptiste, sorry. Staff also going to stay on the that was the Bastion, but we're going to see 1 pick onto the Genji. Stop Vessel looking for more. OPN is already taken down to the DPS, looking for a third, trying to take down Lucio. And does get the pick. A nice 3K there by OPNees. Deadeye is ready to go. And Marietta will get the bot back and start pushing their side. But we're seeing that Mount Vernon Nazarene got quite a bit on that first push, almost to the first point. And here comes Deadeye for OPNees looking for picks. Does get the Lucio, looking to finish off the Winston, but does get slapped and taken out. And now they're trying to take out the Echo, but barely gets low, but does get finished off, but still quite a few kills in the Pioneers. 4 are already down. Mamba taking down the Echo, but now it's going to face against the Winston. Does lose that fight. So Marietta was able to hold off, but just not able to get the pick.
That is it.
So now Stout Vessel is going to have his ultimate ready. Juggernaut just about has his online, but 2-3 ultimates are ready for Mount Vernon. They're probably looking to make a play here. Gonna have to, Genji gets very low, does not get finished off. OPNees already gets taken out. Gonna try to use the turret to take down arrows, but gets fall, will end up sleeping. Has to fall back. Marietta's looking to contest the bot as much as possible. Tries to go for the swing, does not get it. And a bunch of damage is going out left and right. OPNees is trying to get back into the fight. Juggernaut and Torgon already fallen, so has Mamba. So OPNees has to fall back and try to get as much damage out, but he's got to use the cover to retreat. But we're already seeing Mount Vernon getting to that first point. So that's going to help them with respawns. Marietta is struggling on this map. Now we see 3 ultimates ready. Here comes the Kasune. Mamba getting 1 pick. Maybe looking for more. Trying to get as much damage out as possible. That's 2 already down.
Get pushing, or I'll take your legs off.
And now they got the bot back, but they have a lot of ground to cover. 623 remains in this game. 84 meters to 26. They have to start getting some picks and win some fights. They do get the bot back towards the center. And will they start pushing? Mamba and Stop Vessel still have their ultimates. OP Knees almost has Deadeye ready to go, but right now there are 4 ultimates ready for Mount Vernon. Here comes Artillery Shell by Stout Vessel, getting some damage out, but not enough. It's both DPS end up falling. Here comes Dragon Blade for Mount Vernon. Looking to take down one. Torgon ends up falling. So does Juggernaut. And Mamba's going to fall. So that's a 3K by Beastman. So now Mount Vernon will continue to take the bot over. And every time that bot moves back and forth, it just eats up the clock. Marietta is still only able to get the ball 26.8 meters, and Mount Vernon is going to continue to push. They still have 3 ultimates. They only used 1 in that fight to win the round. Now Deadeye is ready to go by OP Knees. Maybe looking for the opportunity. Gets a pick onto the Genji, which is what they need. Here comes several ultimates though. The Lucio coming out, trying to look for another sound barrier. There's the first sound barrier. Going to try to use the second one. But there goes 1, there goes 2. Yeah, both sound barriers are being used at this point just to keep everyone double shielded. Here comes Deadeye for OP Knees. Does take out the Echo. But that Winston is just refusing to die. Pops that Primal Rage to stay there. But Marietta does take the bot and will start moving back. 4 minutes and 43 seconds remain. And Marietta just needs to find a way to start pushing. They haven't been able to make any forward progress for several minutes. And Mamba taking a lot of damage, has to fall back a little bit. And we're going to see the bots just kind of contested in the center. Here comes Kasune by Juggernaut. And we already see Echo going down. OP Knees taking doing some damage, but it's right now a 4v2. Marietta going just all in on trying to take down everyone, and it is going to be a team kill. That's exactly what Marietta needs to try to get back into this. So now they're going to start pushing. 4 minutes remaining, but they got a lot of ground to cover if they want to get back into this series. But every little bit helps. But they got to hang on to that robot as long as possible. 3 minutes 50 seconds remain. And right now, it doesn't look like anyone has ultimates ready to go. Although Beastman almost has his Dragon Blade ready. They're trying to get some pressure onto the Winston. And OP Knees is able to take him down. But gets very low in health. Gets healed back up by Juggernaut. But Torgon gets extremely low on health. He's going to get healed back up. Mamba looking for a possible flank. Does not find an opportunity. And he might be going a little too far out by himself. He's going for the cry and see if he gets the pick, but doesn't get it, so he's going to have to fall back. No Knees trying to pop his ultimate, does get the pick onto the Ana. So Marietta will start trying to push forward, but here comes Winston getting the pick, but South Vessel is going to get the pick on him. OP Knees gets very low, and they're going to still try to push. Echo's looking to contest, has to fall back. And Lucio's going to be trying to contest as well, gets very low. Can Stout Vessel finish him off? Does get the pick. And now Marietta is taking the lead. 2:48 remain in the game. And Stout Vessel still has Artillery Shell ready to go. Mamba almost has the Reckoning. Kasune's almost ready. Just a lot of ultimates about ready to be online. We see Mount Vernon has some ultimates ready to go as well. Here comes that Artillery Shell. Going to be popping, coming with the Reckoning. And 2 already fall for Mount Vernon. Looking for 3. Does get 3. OP Knees does end up falling, but it's a 4v2. Tries to fake off the Echo. Finishes up. Uses the ult. Looking to see, can he get the Echo down? And does get the Echo down. It's just the Ana that's left. And Ana's going to go down. It is a 5-player kill streak for Mamba. Yeah, for Mamba. And Marietta will continue to push. But now it's back and forth. Marietta is still in the lead. 2 minutes to go. They have their support ultimates ready, but 4 ultimates are ready for Mount Vernon. And here comes that Dragon Blade. Marietta is going to have to fall back a little bit. Here comes Primal Rage as well. Mamba's already fallen, so has Stout Vessel and Torgon, so that's 3 already down for the Pioneers. Juggernaut's looking to try to get some picks from behind, but it's just going to be a massacre. So they are going to have to fall back. Mount Vernon does take the robot start moving, but Pioneer's still ahead with 1:30 remaining. They do have 3 ultimates pretty much ready to go. So now it's just a matter of can they win a couple more fights to get back into the series. OP Knees looking for the opportunity for Deadeye. Here comes the Kasune, trying to take down Winston very quickly, and they do get the Winston. Here comes Deadeye, but does not get anyone, but does get that nice headshot onto Ana, and another one. OP Knees and Mamba and Stop Vessel, they are all on fire. It is another team kill for the Pioneers. Less than a minute to go, Pioneers have the lead. They are going to start heading towards that bot. Torgod still has sound barrier to go if needed. Actually, we might have both sound barriers for this next fight. But Marietta just needs to hang on for a little bit. OP Knees, though, does fall very quickly, but the Ana's going to fall. So will Lucio and Genji. So that's already 3 down from Mount Vernon. There's 4. Torcon's going to fall, so there's just 1 left. And Stout Vessel gets the killer onto Dipper. Another team kill. Marietta will continue to push that payload with 20 seconds remaining. Marietta just needs to hang on for a little bit longer. But Mount Vernon is going to start taking the point, take the ball back. Marietta is going to retreat. They just need to win 1 fight. But right now, Mount Vernon is looking to get picks. Everyone's getting very low in health. They're having to retreat. They do take down the Lucio. They do take down the Winston, and they might be able to retake this. They are going to push back. There goes the Echo onto Junker Queen. They do finish it off. The Ana is down, but they got to find the bot. Where's the bot? They take down the Genji. And that might be enough to secure. They're trying to recontest. Here comes Primal Rage. Deadeye is going to come out. Trying to get a pick onto the Winston. Does take down the Lucio and Winston. And that's going to be overtime. And Marietta will get their first game in this series. So a hard fought fight. We still don't get to see play of the game. Who is canceling it? I don't know. So the Pioneers are down, but they are not out of this. They dug deep. Their backs were to the walls, but they were able to push through and get that first game. So it will not be a 3-0 shutout, but that's just 1 game. They got to do this 2 more times if they're going to take this match. So now that momentum may be swinging into the Pioneers' favor. I don't even remember what the next one is. I think it's going to be either Flashpoint or Clash is how Map 4 works. So they are going to talk things over. I need a breather after all of that, and I'm sure you guys do too. So we're going to take a very quick break, and once we get into the next map, we will get back. So I'm still waiting to see if it's going to be Flashpoint or Clash. So don't go away. We'll be back with Game 4 in a few minutes. All right, and welcome back. We are getting into map 4. It is going to be Suravasa for Flashpoint. So once again, though, it is match point for Mount Vernon. Although it looks like there was a couple of roster changes. So we see that Kitten Lunar is coming in for Juggernaut. So I need to update that on my end. And I think there were some role swaps for Mount Vernon. So Ahmed Beastman will be on DPS. Fairlink will be on tank. And Dipper and Shadow Dragon will be on support. So we're going to see Marietta going with the same composition that they used for push that worked very well for them. So not surprised that they are going to stick with that. But we are seeing a couple of changes for Mount Vernon. So we are going to see that Junker Queen coming out. So we're going to see the mirror tanks. But we're also going to see the Reaper Genji combo like we've seen previous. But the Moira is coming out this time instead of Ana. So an interesting pick there. Actually, Torgod last second is going to be bringing out... never mind. Going to go with the Lucio. Just having that little extra speed to get to the point, because this is still a critical map. Marietta is riding on that momentum from that win on the first point, and Stop Vessel getting a quick pick onto Beastman, and we're gonna see a big hit onto several for Mount Vernon, getting that hammer onto the Reaper, and Marietta takes down several with a knife kill, and it is already a team kill for Marietta. So already capturing that first point to see if they can get us to a game 5 in this series. So it's a matter of, can they hold this point already at 12%? So OPD is looking to try to get some damage onto the Reaper. Not getting a whole lot there. But we're going to see turrets coming out. Getting a couple hits onto the Genji, but kind of using his E to deflect. But here comes Junker Queen charging in, but gets immediately taken out by Stout Vessel. Looking for more, but he is going to end up falling. So it's a 1-for-1. OP knee is getting very low. Tries to take out the Genji. Does get the punching blow, but he's going to end up falling. So it's the 2-for-2. Kitten Lunar is going to end up falling. So now it's a 3v2. Tries to go for the swing. Does not get it. Points at 70%. Marietta is still holding. Tries to get the kill onto Moira, not going to get it. Gets extremely low. Turgot is going to fall. So now Marietta is going to rush back, and Mount Vernon is going to take it. Marietta get it to 86%. Stout Vessel is kind of grouping up here. OPDs does have Deadeye ready to go. Maybe looking to use that to quickly win this map and get that first point. Trying to use that natural cover, but going to be looking, gotta respect that Genji. Here comes Deadeye. Dipper has already gone down, and Lucio falls. Reaper looking for a flank from behind, but Death Blossom does not get anyone. Able to take him down before he was able to get anyone. Beastman is going to SD. Marion is going to recapture the point, and that might be enough to secure that first point for the Pioneers. And they do get the first point here. So next flashpoint is available. Everyone's going to start rushing over. And actually going to be fighting a little bit in the middle. Stout Vessel and Mamba do have ultimates ready, but they are not going to use it just yet. They're going to try to get to the point first. They are there ready. So they're just waiting for Mount Vernon to come by, seeing where they're going to come from. Mamba's just trying to scout around. Doesn't see them there. Going to fall back, but starting to take some damage. Going to throw out that dagger. Does connect. And here comes Artillery Shell to see if it can catch anyone along the way. And does take down the Lucio. A great pick there by Stout Vessel. Marietta will capture the point first. And here comes Coalescence and the Reckoning coming out. Mamba is going to fall. But we see Ekin getting a nice pick onto their tank. Dipper is going to end up falling by OP knees. Ekin with 2 kills already. Once again, Ekin is on a different computer. It is not Juggernaut playing as Ekin. I need another camera. I need a 6 camera so we can have that all set up for our competition computers, because we only have them for the 5. But Marietta does win the fight. The points at 50%. They did have to pop a couple ultimates to do that, but they are holding strong points at 60%. Genji still has Dragon Blade ready to go. The OP Knees is about ready to have Deadeye. Maybe looking for another opportunity in this next fight. Points now at 80%. Sees the Reaper, has to fall back. Here comes Kasuni, here comes everything, trying to pop everything, looking for that opening. Does get 2 right there. Looking for a third. OP Knees is just OP, folks. And Marietta is able to recapture the point, and now they are 1 point away to getting to map 5. So a great combination there by Kitten Lunar and OP Knees with their ultimates. But this could be the big decider here. Marietta is just trying to ride that momentum. Mount Vernon Nazarene does have Sound Berry ready. They're on the point first. And already a big pick by Kitten Lunar. Who says healers can't DPS? Stop Vessel just trying to get some cover to be able to capture the point. It is available, but we do see Lucio that is nearby. Going to be looking to contest, but Marietta will capture the point first. If they capture this, they will go to that map 5. We do see 3 ultimates ready for Mount Vernon. Marietta's got to be careful through this tunnel way. That Reaper is looking to flank from the side. Actually, sorry, I was looking at the wrong silhouette. That's my bad. But here comes Artillery Shell once again. Can we see the opening there? Sound Barrier is going to come out to counter it. South Vessel does end up falling. There's the Kasune from Mount Vernon, and that's already 2 down for the Pioneers. There's 3. Mappa's going to fall. All that's left is Torrent God. He is going to just take it. It will be a team kill, but Marietta was able to get the point to 58%, so now they're going to regroup. Deadeye is just about ready once again. And now it is online. Going to try to find an opportunity for it, but maybe not just yet. Mamba's got 70% towards his ultimate. Gets the dagger. And here comes Deadeye for OP Knees, but does not get anything. There's the Death Blossom from behind. Only gets 1, but Mamba's able to finish him off. But it is still Shadow Dragon taking down OP Knees. Points now at 52%. Marietta is struggling to get this point back. But they do get the pick onto Beastman, trying to take down Kiriko. But they need to go and start contesting the point. Tries to get the swing onto Kiriko. Does end up taking her down, and they will start capturing the point. Mount Vernon gets it to 76. If Marietta can hold this next fight, and already popping the Kasune, I wonder if that was fat fingered by mistake. Yeah, that had to have been an error by Kitten. So a critical ult is not going to be available. They do have Reckoning and Sound Barrier still available, but points at 90%. Marietta just needs to win this fight, and we will go to map 5. Here comes Reckoning. Here comes that Sound Barrier. Now trying to take out that Kiriko. Bunch of damage going about. But here comes the Reckoning. A huge one, taking down several. OP Knees is going to fall. It's just Mamba that's left. Trying to take down that Junker Queen, gets a couple. Torgon gets a pick. Can they get it down? And Marietta gets a huge play there with Torgon and Mamba, and they will take map 2 or map 4. I can't count. Yeah, I think you guys can hear the excitement for the team. They are clawing their way back with that huge fight there. Just everyone pressing all sorts of buttons. I was losing track of what was going on. But Marietta takes Suravasa 3-0 on that map. So, folks, we are now going to map 5. It is going to be match point. Winner take all. Pioneers have been dominating. They were down 2-0 going into Colosseo. They were able to take that map. They were able to take Suravasa, but oh my goodness, this is the comeback that we are looking for, and Marietta is just riding on that high. So I hate to break the momentum, but we need to take a break for them to figure out what is going to be set up here, because I don't even know what map 5 is. I don't know if it's Control, I don't know if it's Escort, I don't know if it's Hybrid. I'm going to have to find out. So I'm going to take a quick break here, get some info, and then when we come back, we will be at map 5. So don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. We are getting to the 5th and final map of this series. It's going to be Shambhala Monastery as escort. Marietta will be defending first. So as soon as we get things underway, well, we're getting things underway. So let's get it underway here. So, all right, it is going to be escort. Marietta trying to start on defense to get that advantage. But the story of the night has been the Pioneers were down 0-2, and they had to claw their way back. A great win on Collegiate, and then for Flashpoint, a dominating 3-0 win. So they have been riding that momentum. So the question is, can they continue that momentum into Game 5? Or will there be or will Mount Vernon Nazarene find a way to get back into it? They did make a couple of role swaps once again. So Beastman's going to be back to tank. Dipper and Comet will be DPS, and Shadow Dragon and Fairling will be on support. And we have seen how well Dipper does play on DPS, so Marietta needs to be ready for it. We see Mamba's going to be going back to the mantra. OP needs staying with that Cassidy, just been playing very well on it compared to the May. Ekit and Lunar are going to stay on the Kiriko. Aside from that misclick with the Q, been able to land those daggers. But here we go, folks. This is going to be it for the marbles. So can Marietta hold off on Mount Vernon Nazarene and take this series and get that reverse sweep? We do see Mount Vernon Nazarene going to be rotating around, and we're going to see they're going to just meet him right there on the side, looking to flank from behind, trying to take down that Reaper, and Mamba is going to take him down, going after the Zarya instead as well. That I can't talk. They're already down, and it'd be good if I press the right button. So Marietta was able to pick off 3 of them to stop their onslaught, trying to go for early picks to buy space. So Marietta is going to see if they can get a couple more picks to hold off that payload. It is starting to move. And we are seeing a possible flank by Mount Vernon on the Reaper. But Marietta catches it. They're going to try to punish it, but he is going to get away. Actually, no, he gets taken down. Mamba's going to take down 2. South Vessel will end up falling, though. Trying to take down the Zarya, who does get shielded, but just not going to be enough to finish him off. Mamba getting very low in health, but OP Knees is going to take down the Zarya instead. And Marietta's going to fall back. OP Knees a little low in health. Torgon going to swap over to the healing to get him top back off. Ekit Lunar already has Kasune ready to go. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remain. Stout Vessel made a mistake. I'm not so sure what happened there. But here comes the Kasune. OP Knees already gets picked off a little too late on the abilities. I'm not so sure what happened there. But that was a very costly mistake by Stout Vessel to die right there. Ekit Lunar pops the ultimate right as OP Knees falls. And that's going to give Mount Vernon the ability to push forward. Might be enough to get to this first point. I think OP Knees tried to use his ultimate, but didn't really get anything from it. Stout Vessel trying to get some damage out. It's got to be very careful. OP Knees very low. We see this Reaper looking to finish him off. Stout Vessel goes too far, and both DPS have been taken out. Mamba going to be popping his ultimate. And we're going to see Mount Vernon getting that momentum back in their favor. And they capture the point, and they're able to get the team kill. They're just adding a little bit more. They're just adding a little bit more momentum and time on the clock. So Marietta needs to watch those mistakes. Artillery shell is going to be available. But we do see a couple ultimates already for Mount Vernon. And OP Knees immediately gets picked off. That is not what you want to see. Going to try to pop the shell and see if he gets some damage out. Mamba's going to end up falling, though. So that fight just did not work. I mean, with only one Yeah, just using the artillery shell, I don't think was the right play, just because you already have one DPS down, so there's just not a lot of follow-up. So popping that shortly after OP Knees dies isn't the way to go. And it just seems like Marietta is not as coordinated as they were in the last two maps, and Mount Vernon is capitalizing on it. Mamba has already fallen, so that's going to be a huge stagger, and we already see Mount Vernon getting to the second point. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remain, and they have 4 ultimates. They haven't had to use a whole lot yet. So I'm not so sure what's going on with the Pioneers, but they need to fix their communication, fix their fundamentals. Deadeye is about to come online. We do see Kasune about to come on for Ekent and Lunar. Once again, it is not Juggernaut that's playing Ekent and Lunar. So here comes Kasune and Deadeye looking for those picks. Trying to wait patiently. Gets 1 pick onto the Zarya, which might be enough. Gets 2. Gets a 3rd. And Reaper's going to end up going down. So that's 4 kills. Marietta had to pop 2 ultimates for that, but that's the stop that they need. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remain, but Mount Vernon does have 4 ultimates, almost 5 ready to go. It is going to be critical that Marietta holds this point here if they want to win the series. This might be the opportunity to turn things around. OPD is very low in health. Stout Vessel has already fallen. Here comes the Death Blossom, takes down 2. And a 3rd has already fallen for Marietta too. So it's just Mamba that's left. He's going to end up falling. So that is another team kill for Mount Vernon. And right now the momentum is back into Mount Vernon's favor. And right now, Mount Vernon is getting close to the final point. Kasune is coming out for Mount Vernon. Marietta needs to find the opportunity. Here comes the sound barrier. Trying to find the picks. Here comes the Gravitron. But they're popping all the ultimates they need to try to win the fight. 3 have fallen for Mount Vernon, but Mamba's the only one's left. Just barely hang on. But he falls at the last second. And Mount Vernon is going to be able to take the round. You can see the disappointment on Mamba's face. He was so close to winning that fight, but just a little too low in health. But Argo's going to use a 3rd 1-minute timeout to talk things over with the team, because that was not a very good showing. Just a lot of mistakes, lack of coordination on ult usages. So Marietta has to clean up those mistakes very quickly, because now their backs are to the wall again. They have to get the payload all the way to the 3rd point just to be able to stay in the series. Otherwise, Mount Vernon will take it back. So we're just going to wait for them to talk things over and see what adjustments the Pioneers need to make. You can just see that they're trying to just listen in and see what insights Argo has to say. We have seen a couple times when he's used the timeouts that I don't know what he's talking about, but they do seem to rally from that and perform much better. So it looks like they are going to be ready to go. All right, let's get over back to the entrance. All right, come down this way. Oop, wrong button. All the way over here. All right, so Marietta going to be going for a different composition this time. Mamba going to be going for the Junker Queen, although OP Knees was looking at Symmetra, going to stay with the Cassidy with this, but This is a huge moment for the Pioneers. They have to get that payload all the way to the end. They had the initial momentum, but just some early mistakes gave the opening that Mount Vernon needed, and they capitalized on those mistakes.
3, 2, 1.
So we'll see, can Marietta adjust?
Stop the payload.
So they're going to immediately start pushing that payload. They need to get there at a good time. Mount Vernon got there at 2 minutes and 23 seconds. If they can get there faster, then they will start on defense in the overtime rounds. Stop Vessel's got to be careful. He's already extremely low in health. We're going to try to see if they can get this on Lazaria. Stop Vessel does end up falling. Lazaria is at full health. And we already see 3 of the Pioneers have fallen. Actually 4. Ekin Lunar has to retreat, taking a bunch of damage and will fall. So that's going to be a team kill for Mount Vernon. So we're already seeing that Mount Vernon is getting the jump. Mamba swapping over to Reinhardt, finding that Junker Queen is not going to be working in this case. If they're going to be playing more up front, then have a tank that is going to be having that shield to kind of give the DPS a chance to do their damage. Stout Vessel's got picked off quite a bit. Ekin Lunar swap over to a little bit, but does get taken down. Stout Vessel getting a pick onto Lucio, so it's a 1-for-1 trade on the supports. But Marietta's just not moving the payload. They have to start moving it back if they want to take this. And they're just kind of fighting in the alleyway. Everyone's just fighting over there, trying to go. Yeah, we see OpenD's trying to rotate over, looking for the stun. Gets one pick, but gets taken down. So it's a 1-for-1, but Stout Vessel gets taken down as well. But people are dropping left and right. Ekin Lunar is going down. So it's just Mamba and Torgod that's left for the Pioneers. But Torgod is going to fall, and it's just Mamba that's left. Not much he can do, just keeping that shield up, but is going to lose that shield, and now he's going to have to retreat to stay alive. Going to try to charge in. Goes for the Fire Strike, gets a couple. Immortality Field is going to be used to try to keep everyone alive. And here comes the Death Blossom. Already takes down Ekin Lunar. But 2 of the Pioneers have already fallen. 3, 4, and that is another almost team kill. OP Knees is the only one's left, but he's going to fall. But it's just that Reaper with the Death Blossom taking down the supports from behind. Marietta has just not found an answer to that Reaper all series. Well, I take that back. They were able to take him down a couple times, but that time they just weren't looking for him. So now a minute 30 remains, and Marietta's got to find a way to win team fights again. So trying to pop the turrets, trying to see if they can get picks. Artillery shell is available. And we see a big Deadeye pick by OPDs. Already 2 down, 3 down. So it's just the Reaper that is left. Trying to take down the Reaper to stop him from wraithing, but he does end up wraithing just to eat up the clock. But now Marietta will start moving the payload. A minute remains, and they got to get to this first point if they want to stay in the game. If they don't, Mount Vernon wins. Here comes the Kasune by Fairling, and we see a couple ultimates ready to go, but Marietta has 3. So they're going to fall back. Maybe look for an opportunity for that Shatter. Here comes the Shatter. Does get one. Going to charge right through. Here comes the Artillery Shell. But the Zarya is going to down. 3 end up falling. So this is the opportunity that Marietta is looking for. Trying to get the stop on the Reaper. Gets the stun and the kill. But they got 23 seconds. They need to get that payload. I think they're going to get it, but Mount Vernon may try to do a last-second push. Meritta's got to be can't be too careless here, but Marietta does get the point. So now it's 2:41 remains, so they got some time back, but they're going to have to continue pushing. They do have Sound Barrier ready, but they don't have any other ults. Meanwhile, Mount Vernon does have 2 ultimates ready. They got the Dragon Blade, they got the Sound Barrier. OBDs does get the pick onto the Reaper, which is huge. Immortality Field is going to come out by Ekin Lunar. You see the turret coming out for Stout Vessel. And Mama's very low in health. Pops the heal over time, but Mama's going to fall. OP Knees does get the Deadeye onto the Genji, looking for more. And Marietta's continuing to push, even though they don't have their tank, but everyone else is very low. So trying to finish off, gets the stun on the Ramattra. Torgod's going to end up falling, though. Marietta has to fall back and try to stay alive. We see the Wraith coming out. And we see the Death Blossom, but Stout Vessel takes him off while he was trying to use Death Blossom. So a huge play there by Stout Vessel to keep the Pioneers alive. Immortality Field is going to keep everyone alive. And a great pick there by Stout Vessel. And Marietta's getting that momentum back. They just got to take out this Genji. And they will. So they're going to start pushing over. Minute 33 remains. And they will get that second point and get some time back onto the clock. Gets a big pick there onto Lucio to stagger a little bit. 2:50 remains. Marietta probably will not get to the point faster. They just want to get to the point, period. They have to do that to stay in this series. But you can feel the momentum swinging in the Pioneers' favor. They do have that window available by Ekent Lunar, but 3 ultimates are ready for Mount Vernon. And we're going to see Mamba has swapped over to Orisa. Gets a little low in health, but gets right back up. Look at the break through that shield. Here comes that window. And the Kasune comes out for Kiriko. And here comes more ultimates. Trying to use that immortality field to keep everyone alive. It does end up taking out. Deadeye's going to come out. Does not go off, though. And we're seeing Mount Vernon compress all of their ultimates there to win that team fight. So they won the fight, but what cost? They might not have needed to pop all those ultimates. So Marietta will get a chance to recontest. Minute 55 remains in the round. But they still need to get over there with some time left on the clock. Now Stout Vessel does have artillery shell ready to go. But a lot of damage right there. He's got to fall back and get healed back up. Going to try to use that turret to finish off the Ramatra. And here comes the ultimate with Artillery Shell. And does get 1 pick. Artillery Shell does not get any more, though. Dragon Blade's going to take down 3 by Genji. And while Mamba was trying to get picks, that Dragon Blade was taking out the rest of the Pioneers. So another fight won by Mount Vernon. A minute 15 remains. No one has any ultimates except Torgod in just a few seconds. But Marietta needs to get to the point to the end here, and they're running out of time. They don't want to do it with an overtime because that's going to be a huge disadvantage going into the overtime rounds. Less than a minute remaining. Sound Barrier is available for Torgod. But Marietta has to make a play, and we're going to see that Reaper has... here comes the Sound Barrier. Had to pop it a little too early. We're trying to use Deadeye there, and the Reaper does get taken down, so Marietta's going to start pushing, but I can see... I'm very concerned about that Death Blossom. I can see Reaper trying to make a play from behind and take out the Pioneers, which would secure the match. So Marietta has to be conscious of the Reaper flank. Less than 30 seconds remain. Ekent Lunar gets 1 pick. Here comes that Reaper, and it only takes down the Immortality Field, but now it's a 1-for-1 trade, but for the Pioneers fall, Mamba is all that's left. OPD's falls, and that is going to be the match. It's a team kill, and you can see the frustration from everyone just because we're so close to the end, but it's not enough. It is a game of inches, and the Pioneers just fell a little short. But that's the big difference between winning and losing in this fight. So unfortunately, the Pioneers do fall to Mount Vernon in a very close match. Their backs were to the walls by map 2. They got their way back to map 5. But some of the mistakes early on, it cost them in round 1. And in round 2, they did get better at it, but it was just a little bit too short. Lost that last fight. And Mount Vernon will take the win when it's all said and done. But that is going to be it for our stream and our match tonight. As a reminder, we will be back on Monday with our Valorant team. They'll be playing at 8 o'clock, so please be sure to join us for that. We may even try to stream the Smash tournament that's going on Sunday. We'll see how that goes. But thank you all for watching. For all the latest updates with what's going on with Marietta College Esports, please be sure to follow us here on Twitch, X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Shouts to all of our supporters, and thank all of you for watching. Thank you for your follows. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your subscriptions. We truly appreciate your generosity, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great night.